everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be the last reading wrap-up of 2019. This is it. Those are all the books I will have finished this year. So we're going to be taking this very, very casual. I'm wearing my Christmas onesie. I'm wearing a humongous blanket. So we're just going to be chilling and talking about the last couple of books that I have read, and I'm counting for my reading goal of 2019, which was to read 100 books. As always, I will be doing my stat video. It's coming. Not the next one. I think there's going to be one more, and then it's going to be that one, looking back at all the books that I've read during the year and, you know, how many pages and all that good stuff. Which genre did I read the most and all that good stuff that we all love, at least the stat crazy people, which I am part of. I don't know what my bangs are doing today. It's been raining and they're not liking it. So, yeah, I have about 8 books actually to talk about. I have hit my goal of 100 books. Whoop whoop. I did DNF some of these. Some of these I've talked about in my end of the year series, so we're not going to go into too much details for them. And I already filmed my January TBR. I'm so excited for you to see that, but mostly I'm very excited for starting fresh. 2019 has been like kicking my ass non-freaking stop, and I'm telling myself, you know, all the bad stuff has already happened, so we can start 2020 on a good note. So let's just get this out of the way, then we can just finally move on. So first book I finished was part of my Goodreads reading challenge, which was in the poetry section, which was The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one. I don't read poetry. I mean, I've read some, you know, in school and stuff, old stuff, but like modern ones, I never ever picked this up. So I did it for the challenge just to say I've done it, and I don't think I will be. Actually, I am already not doing that for next year. I've already decided, Goodreads, choice of word, not doing the poetry category because I don't care. I read it just, like I said, to say I did it. It's not something I will ever think about ever again. It's not something I even enjoyed. There's nothing wrong with it, I guess, but it's just not something I want or care to read. So yeah, that's a great review. And then I did finish, finally. I was listening to it as an audiobook. I had to get it twice from the library. This is She Has Her Mother's Laugh, which is an interesting topic. It's about genetics. It's a humongous book. The audiobook was incredibly long. It was also part of my Goodreads reading challenge. I had to read so many books for that challenge. I feel like I've had a lot to talk about, and a lot of them were kind of meh, to be honest. And this one, I loved the topic. I just felt like there could have been a lot less. I feel like it could have been edited down quite a bit. I think I would have enjoyed it more as a physical book just because some parts were slower / unnecessary things I already knew. For example, would have been able to just skip ahead a little bit easier with a physical copy. But yeah, there were some fun moments. It's a fine audiobook. There's nothing like crazy sounds or anything. It's fine. It's just that, again, it's easier to go through it, I think, as a physical book. So yeah, again, I did it, but towards the end, I kind of got bored. It's like when I had to get it again from library, I kind of took it as a sign that it's not really a good sign. So yeah, one I did enjoy, finally, Dear Wife by Kimberly Bell. I grabbed it, I think it was part of one of the categories or like just a new popular, you know, mystery thriller type of thing. And let's be honest, I've had pretty shit luck with a lot of them because of the whole domestic thriller thing that has become huge since Gone Girl. You know, you see wife, girl, woman, whatever in every title, and it's always the unreliable female character that's supposed to be. Actually, Gillian Flynn did really well in Gone Girl, like that deeper, more complex, morally gray female character, which was not something we saw ever, it feels like. And then it was overdone and badly done by so many people. So whenever I started listening to that one as an audiobook, I was kind of scared it was going to become, you know, another Gone Girl, which I think I mentioned whenever I talked about it in my currently reading that I did last time. And I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say much more because I personally prefer going into my mystery thriller as blind as possible. I'm just gonna say that it was actually good. I did really love the female narrator. She's a great voice. Like, would listen to her again reading anything. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I believe I gave it 4 stars, which I haven't done very often with my mystery thrillers recently, but that was actually a good one. So would recommend picking it up if you're just looking for, you know, another one you like reading them, for example. I did finish, finally, The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt, which I talked about in one of the categories in my end of year series, which if you haven't seen those yet, you need to. I have one more to do, but it's been really fun. Although this year I feel like I had actually a ton of books I loved more than ever, but I feel like my most disappointing and worst, which I've yet to post, which is going to be my next video, they've been a little less dramatic than the past years, because in the past years I've read a bunch of horrible books I had a ton of opinions on, and I feel like this year, contrary to popular belief, actually had more 5 stars, but also more 1 and 2 stars, really, than usual. So, but yeah, they weren't that dramatic anyway. All to say, The Goldfinch. I was disappointed with that one because it's so raved about. You see it on so many lists of, you know, best literary fiction book of all time, blah, things you need to read before you die, and stuff that is very, very dramatic. Same thing with The Secret History by the same author, which I had read earlier this year, which was better in my opinion than The Goldfinch. I went into it completely blind and it was not what I expected anyway. So much drugs. That's literally my review. So much drugs. I didn't really care for the main character, and I liked pretty much only the last chapter, pretty much. And I don't have strong feelings about it. I'm just very mad. Why did I force myself to listen to 32 hours of this audiobook? So we're just gonna leave it at that, because once again, I've talked about in my most disappointing books of the year. Not really something I cared about. Same thing with Nosferatu by Joe Hill. I'm realizing a lot of books this year, the ones I didn't care for, are books I have no opinions on, because I'm just almost mad at myself for finishing them, because what's the point? But this one, I never really fully finished it. I kind of skimmed to the end because I didn't care. And was it someone the other day told me I was completely wrong for having this opinion. I don't know why people keep saying these things, because who cares? It's not that serious. I didn't care about it. Yeah, I know there's a TV show. I don't think I'm actually going to watch it, because what's the point? The next one, I was actually excited to read it. It was The Rules of Magic by Alice Hoffman. It is technically a prequel to the other magic book with witches that became a movie. I was actually excited to read about witches because I love books about witches, but you don't see that many of them, I feel like, and I just always want more. And I believe this is supposed to become a movie, which is why I decided to read the book, because I had enjoyed the first book but didn't love it, but I enjoyed the movie, and I feel like it's going to be the same thing with the book if they eventually... Let me double check, because I swear I've seen that this was becoming a movie. Practical Magic. It's supposed to become a movie. There's no specific date. It was saying at first 2019, but clearly it did not come out this year. So yeah, it's supposed to become a movie, so that's why I read it. It was fine. It does feel dated at time, but I think this is going to be a better movie than book. So that's kind of where I'm left at. I did not care for where the Crawdads sing. I feel like at the end of the year, this is where I kind of give up on a bunch of books, which is why they're like added to my Goodreads account, because I'm like, fuck it, I'm done with it. This was part of my books I DNF'd this year for my end of the year series. And then the last one I wanted to talk about that I actually have an opinion on is The Invited by Jennifer McMahon. I believe this was also part of the categories of like the Goodreads Choice Award, even though I was just reading it that way because it's a horror/supernatural book. I never read books about ghosts, like ever, because I don't feel like I get any good recommendations of the ones that are good, you know what I mean? And this was actually okay. I enjoyed it. I did listen to it as an audiobook. I swear I've been only listening to audiobooks because my life has been crazy because I've moved and, you know, things, and I never finished The Secret Commonwealth because it's a physical book and I never have time to sit down. And when I do have time, I find myself doing nothing. So that will change in 2020. However, The Invited, I liked it more than expected. There is magic-ish. It's more magical realism/horror book. And it's a couple that goes to a small town to buy a land to just homestead. People have been going crazy with that trend right now. Like everyone wanting to live in the forest, which I don't blame you. If I could have alpacas, is that how you call them? I totally would move far away from everyone. but I would still want fast internet. But I would totally raise some of them in the forest. Like, I'm sure I would like die there, but like the idea in my head is very stress-free for some reason. So I feel you people. So they decide to do that, and they obviously buy a land that is haunted by a witch that was killed on there. And there's things happening, things that are weird and ghosts and magic-ish, and it was better than I expected. I think I gave it 3 stars, which isn't super high, but for me, it's still pretty solid. I think the ending was kind of a little bit meh, but it wasn't terrible. And if that's something you love, you probably would enjoy it more than I do. But if you have any recommendations actually for like ghost stories that are actually really, really good, I'm actually open to it. I feel like it might not be the best time of the year. Maybe I should keep those for like October, but I can still take recommendations right now for the end of the year. So as you can see, it's not really an exciting end of the year last wrap up, but I don't tend to read a lot of books in December because I'm so busy. I've been posting a video every 2 days, which insane. But next year, haha, I am choosing to post twice a week. This is my minimum. Some weeks it's gonna be 3, which I'm really excited, a little bit nervous for. Things are still kind of crazy for me because again, I just moved in December. I stopped everything. I still have so many boxes because I wanted to like post all of those end of the year videos. Clearly I've been eating so much, my brain is like completely off. All the like blood is on my stomach right now trying to like digest all of this. But yeah, you can expect a bunch of videos, a bunch of books will hopefully be read, and yeah, you're gonna hear about some challenges very, very soon too. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of chill video. Let me know in the comment section what was the last book you finished this year, because I want to know. For me, it was The Invited. That's the last one. I'm officially ending the year with that book. This is it. I hit 100 books, which was exactly my goal. No stress. We made it. Actually, I was stressed. I thought I wasn't going to hit it, but we did it. Success. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be seeing you in 2 days, as always, for this month. And yeah, clearly I need to just go take a nap or something. Thumbs up, subscribe. More videos on the screen that are coming to check out, and good to see you more rested for another fun video soon. Bye.